So I am a sucker for some good mythology, and Mississippi's original inhabitants have some fantastic stories. Here are two of my favorite from the Choctaw tribe. Number one, the creation of poison. Long ago, when the world was young, there was a pool of water where the Choctaw would often bathe. Within that pool was a vine that contained all of the poison of the world. If anyone ever touched that vine, they would immediately be killed. But the vine loved the Choctaw people, and it wanted them to be able to bathe in peace. So the vine came up with a plan to give away some of its poison. It called together the chiefs of the bees, the wasps, and the snakes, and it presented its plan. The chiefs of the bees, the wasps, and the snakes listened carefully because many of their people had accidentally been stepped on and crushed by the Choctaw. And soon they agreed to take some of the vine's poison. The bees, they went first. But they also loved the Choctaw, so they agreed that if they ever used their poison as a sting against the Choctaw people, they themselves would also perish. The wasps went next, taking their share of the poison and agreeing to always buzz loudly in the ears of the Choctaw before stinging them to defend their nests. And the snakes agreed to always rattle loudly to give the Choctaw time to flee the poison. Its poison gone, the vine returned happily to live beside the Choctaw in the water pool. And from that day forward, the Choctaw believed that only the foolish, the unobservant, or those who ignored the warnings of the small would ever be victim of the world's poison. The second story tells the creation of grasshoppers and ants. Here in Mississippi, at a mound and cave called Nanawaya, the Choctaw are said to have first emerged from the earth into life. And as the Choctaw emerged from that cave, so did the grasshoppers, spreading across the face of the earth as they left the mound. But being very small and the Choctaw in a hurry to leave the mound, many of the grasshoppers were trampled upon, including the mother of the grasshoppers. In fact, for years, the Choctaw referred to the grasshopper as Eska Ile, which means mother dead. The surviving grasshoppers pleaded to Abba, the Great Spirit, sharing their fears that if humans continued to expand in this way, all of them would eventually be trampled. The Great Spirit took pity on the grasshoppers, sealing the Nanawaya cave and trapping the remainder of the humans inside. But rather than let them perish inside, they were instead transformed into ants, where they were to rule the mounds and hills of Mississippi for the rest of history. And the moral I take from these stories is a warning to the powerful to never take advantage of the small, because things always tend to come back around.